Hey, good morning, everybody. Iggy here, Mind of Iggy. Things are rolling around there again. That's kind of normal for me. Anyhow, had a really nice hike yesterday with my wife and my friend Kate. It was nice to get out and trek the 2.5 miles at High Banks. I tell you, it was a little hard for me, considering the fact that I'm still working on my lungs and trying to get back into shape and trying to get into that space where I feel better about my body. I'm here to report that at least I've dropped 10 good pounds, solid pounds, by working on this intermittent fasting and my calisthenic workout. I haven't been doing anything strenuous other than just the walking and the calisthenic workouts that I've been doing. So for me, 10 pounds is good. Now, I'm 40 pounds from 200 because that's where I'm working on to get in at least into 200-pound range. My ultimate goal, without looking too weird and funny, is to get down to either 180 or 175. I'm 5'2", so my ideal weight is around 65. That ain't happening. That's my bone structure won't allow that. So, but anyhow, right now I'm as big as a OSU linebacker. Not big, but solid like that, strong, solid. But I don't know why I'm sharing that. But I just thought this is what's on my mind. But I'm here to talk about something that's real sensitive. We talked about the losses I had over the weekend. I talked a little bit about losing my nephew, my sister, my mom, my dad, my mom, my other cousin. Just a whole slew of things happened. But when I'm here to talk about something that's kind of might be a little sensitive for some people, and I'm sure everybody have their own opinions about it. But I have noticed. This is just my observation. I mean, I could be wrong, right? I'm perceiving things through my rose-colored lenses, and sometimes they're not always correct. But at least it's an observation. So I've noticed people who, and specifically sometimes in my own personal family, is when they find a new path and they find a new way to connect with the Supreme Being or God or Jesus, whatever you call it. They tend to fall into these click forms, like these little spaces where they don't talk to you anymore. Like, we're over here and we're doing good, but you're still over there doing whatever you're doing. And then it's kind of like they're contradicting what they're falling into. Maybe they're just drunk with the spirit and then full of euphoria and feeling the connection with God and spirit. But I'm here to tell you is, it hurts. It feels bad to watch things play out a certain way and be treated a certain way because you're not always in alignment with them. Now, I know I was raised Catholic, and I know that I was raised with Christian ideologies, and I still adhere to them. I'm not here to denounce God or anything. This isn't my post about that. But I'm here to just have a reminder is, if any of us find our way, remember the people who are still lost, because the whole point of it is you were lost. Help others find their way, regardless if they go your way. Keep helping, keep reaching out, keep putting your hand out and say, hey, I fall short every day. Not every day I have to reassess my life. Every day I have to go, yeah, it's a beautiful day. I can't take it for granted. The only thing I know is the sun comes out every day and sets every day, and then the stars pop out, and then the cycle continues. But every day as a human being, every day as humans, we have to struggle through the mental capacities that we have, completely adapted to or adhered to, and live up to these standards that we live for ourselves. Now, I'm not poo-hooing religion. I'm not poo-hooing, the paganism. I'm not poo-hooing, atheism, nothing like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you find your bliss, and it's amazing to find your bliss. But what I'm here to say is, remember the people who are still looking and searching. There's a lot of us who are still looking and searching, and we're always going to be looking and searching, even within the searching of the things that we found, even the things that we connect, because we'll always have questions. Some of us freely just follow and do what we're told, and that's okay, because that's what you're designed to do. That's who we are. But there are others who fall into the fold, and then they question and they get ostracized. My gosh, I've been ostracized. I know what that feeling's like because I asked a question. And questions are good to ask. Because if you don't ask questions, how are you going to learn? You're just going to take it for a word. But I do find that sometimes when things are a certain way, that people forget you. They forget you because you're not riding the train with them. And that's normal. Normal behavior, human behavior. I don't even think that's the religious or, the connotation or whatever you've learned or have connected to. I think as human beings, we just become, we're kind of like gang oriented. We become, and we get into our little circles, and then we move on. And that's what happens. And then what happens is, even within the circles that you're in, you are looked upon because you don't fall into different parameters. Especially in the metaphysical community, we have so many ways to connect to spirit, so many ways to be part of, the everything and the things seen and unseen. That, sometimes there's a lot of judgment within that. There's a lot of judgment. There's other people who go, oh, well, this is the way, and then a connection, or they parent you or they shame you with their words, and they don't even know they're doing it. The crazy part is that sometimes I don't even know they're doing it. They're just trying to make a point, and sometimes, and I've been guilty of this. I posted memes that, that I didn't necessarily want it to be that way, but it's where I was in the moment, right? But even humans, we have to create healthy limits and boundaries with one another. Each person that we all encounter with, we have to get to know, because that's how it works. We don't really know anybody ever, because we hardly know ourselves. We only know how we feel about people because of the projections and the feelings and the emotions that we push onto them. We supersede onto them. We attach to them, and that reflection falls back upon us. And so that's why some people you can meet for the first time and you're connected. And then some other people, it's like, whoo, no way. And then there's other people like you don't know until later, because that's part of the human experience. Learning and adapting, changing, going through all these different things, feeling all these different emotions. But as human beings, we have to also be cognitively aware that, we kind of all live in our own little worlds, and we kind of all bring our little worlds together and try to mix and match and bring them all into pieces and parts and adapt them. And, hopefully by doing that, we can actually learn from one another. Because if we all saw everything the exact same way, then what's the point of all of us being together, since we all see the same thing, right? Like they say, if you agree with me 100%, then what's the point? The point is this. Humans will always be humans. They will always do the things that humans do. We're very beautiful humans. We're very beautiful creatures, but we're also very destructive creatures. All at the same time. Simultaneously at times. We say some of the stupidest things sometimes. But that's what happens. But I just wanted to bring that up because that was on my mind. My wife and I kind of talked about that a little bit. Of course, she has different verbiage than I do. Sometimes just go in circles and spin around and say the same thing twice, maybe. But either way, I wanted to share that with you because that was important to know. When you find your home of bliss or whatever you're connected with, don't stop praying. Don't stop sending love energy to those people who are still working through their process, who are struggling, who you perceive as struggling, or they just tell you they're struggling. Send them love. Send them energy. Because what happens is, even though you're not connected with somebody anymore, doesn't mean that you don't have to stop loving them. You can love them from afar. You can love them from a place that's healthy, a place that's good for you. So many of us, we try to put people out of our minds, put people completely out. You never do. Because as soon as you open your mouth and you say something about them, they're right there. They're right back into the memories and the fold of all the things that you help create and they help create. So how do you do that? How do you manifest? How do you create? How do you work? How do you get into that space? Just honor them and know that you have to create boundaries for yourself. Boundaries that are not like walls in the sense of like, you can't come in here. Or some people you might have to do that, but they're boundaries of love, boundaries of respect for yourself. Those boundaries are like more like you being cognitively aware that you have to keep them in a different space, in a different place. And then if you have to run paths and cross paths, then be as cordial and be as inviting as you can, or just keep walking. You'll have to make decisions all your life. You'll have to make decisions about where you're going to be, how you're going to be, who you're going to be, why you're going to be, because that's what we do. The human experience is a unique experience. Each one of us is a freaking miracle of the great creator, There was millions and millions of chances of you being born. I mean, the chance of you being here on this planet is a miracle in itself. But we don't see it like that because we're all in the crux and the mix of all the physical emotions. My timer's up. We're all in the crux of the physical emotion of our lives. The suffering, the pain, the love, the joy. The best thing is to find who you are in the process of all this. Who you are and why you're here. And sometimes that's a lifetime journey, trying to figure out who you are and why you're here. And some people get it right at the beginning. Don't be jealous of them. Don't be mad at them. They're just where they're at. We don't know what molded and what clay was used to form somebody. What, potter was the one working the magic and weaving the basket within their spirit and their heart. But either way, we're all here working together. We're all here trying to be part as one race of people. We get lost and landlocked and we get emotionally charged because of our differences that we've created here. Take time to listen to my podcasts, my little shorts, because sometimes you just have to hear it from somebody else, what's going on in their life, to either say, I'm going through that too, or damn, I'm glad I'm not going through that, or wow, how can I change that? That's interesting. I don't agree with that, or I agree with that, or I'm indifferent about that. But either way, all right, guys, have a beautiful, wonderful day. Hope to see you throughout the week. I'm going to have my show coming up pretty soon, Iggy Garcia Live. And join me on YouTube. You can see all my stuff that I do there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Iggy Garcia. It's good to be here. That's my tagline. If you're looking for me, just look for Iggy Garcia. It's good to be here. And you can see a lot of the old posts and all the old shows that I've done. Some really good information there. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys soon. Be well. Watakuyasin. Ho'oponopono. It's what is above is below. It's good to be here. And I will see you soon. Take care.